Good morning. First of all, I would like to apologise. I've just got over the flu and, well, I sound like this. So hopefully it's not too annoying and we can get through this video. So as per the title, I'm here just to basically give my view of how I think AI is affecting my writing and definitely my imagination. I started off using like ChatGPT or any of those AI bot chat things for simple questions. You know, how do you make bread? How do you make tea out of nettles or something like that, you know? And it was just general everyday questions. As questions basically got more and more, and by the end of the day, I wasn't thinking of any problems myself. I would just go straight to AI and I instantly just ask for my answer. I wasn't putting in any effort to figure out the answer, to look it up in a book, to ask a friend or anything like that. There was not even delayed gratification. There was just no effort. There was no work in figuring out the answer. And now it's become a really normal, everyday part of my life that someone made a comment the other day that I don't even text to it. I just voice talk to it. Like, so there is zero, you actually couldn't put in any less effort unless it became telepathic with me. I think it's just made my brain so lazy. And it's really affected the way my imagination works. So I used to be someone, and I'm sure a lot of you writers are exactly the same, who could spend an unholy amount of hours daydreaming. Like wherever I went, whether I was going on the bus, whether I was walking, just lying in bed, I'm on a train, like I see things in my mind and I could go off on this amazing adventure and I can't do that anymore. You know, like I would look out of the train window and you're looking at the scenery and it's all beautiful. And then in your mind, you imagine like thousands of horses, everyone's on horseback and this big dragon's up there and this whole battle's going on and it's just amazing. And it's all in your head. And before you know it, you're already at your destination and you're like, oh, I hadn't finished daydreaming about whatever was going to happen in that battle, you know? Or you're looking out of the garden and you see a butterfly and you see a ladybird and you wonder if they're friends and they're going to a tea party and then you wonder the whole life that happens behind the plants in your garden. And it's so exciting and it's just a huge part of who I am as a person. And it genuinely makes me sad that I've potentially lost part of myself, because I think it's one of the most amazing parts of myself and one of the bits that I love the most about myself. And I really struggle that I may have lost that. Sorry. So with that, I have to say, AI I'm writing, I don't like AI written content in regards to fictional books. I don't agree with it, I don't like it, I wouldn't enjoy it if I knew it was written by AI. I like the fact of how amazing it is that the human mind has come up with this incredible world and these amazing people that you absolutely fall in love with and you can't wait to read the next book to continue them on their journey. You know, I think it's amazing that people have put the effort into creating this and then you get to see it on the other side of the world just reading a book. You know, it's an amazing concept as well as having the really good story. So I don't agree with AI written books. That said, I fell down a really slippery slope in regards to AI. And it's hard to admit because once you put your name next to AI, I think it'll always be there. And I think there'll always be people who will judge your work and assume that you have then gone back to that. Now, I have never sent anything out that is AI written. It was just with this book that I'm writing at the moment. So I'm currently writing a book called Wings and Shadows. And I had this brilliant, tell me all think they're brilliant. I had this amazing idea and it was going really well, and then ChatGPT was being pushed or something like that, and I was like, oh, I'll ask it for like name ideas or place ideas or, you know, things like that. So it was all sort of innocent to start with and all these little bits came in, and then it started becoming a little bit more, and I was like, oh, okay, so my protagonist is stuck in a dungeon, they've got these characters there, give me 10 ideas of how we'd get out of it. What's a really interesting way to be able to get out of this situation? And so it would come up with them. I thought, oh, this is amazing. And then we'd go on to the next bit. And I found myself asking AI for help, like more often. So it wouldn't just be like once every few chapters. It would be like every scene, then every sentence. And we're like, hey, here's what I've written. What would you improve? And basically by the end of it, it was my story. So now I think the problems I've been having with this book and why I'm not sat with it and why I'm not with it is because I don't feel like it's mine anymore. And what I did do ages ago is I actually deleted everything and started again, because I didn't want any of it to be technically AI generated content. So I went back, I deleted it all, and I started again, and I really struggled to be able to take hold of the story. Like, I had the basic outline. I always knew what was going to happen in this story. I didn't feel that I could deviate from this line anymore, because this is where I wanted to go, but this is where AI had already told my brain it was going. So I didn't have the imagination or the pull to change the storyline or change the characters or anything. So it just doesn't feel like mine anymore. And that's really sad, because I was so excited about the premise of this story when I started it. And I think it's one of those ones that I'm going to have to put down and actually never pick up, because I've tainted it with something. And I don't know if that sounds dramatic, but I have. I don't want to finish this story and then in the back of my mind it'll be like, yeah, but did you write it? Was it yours? You know? So I do have a notebook full of just random ideas I've come up with over the years. So I think I'm just going to randomly pick one of those, sit with that story, see if I can make something out of it, but use it more as an exercise, just to try and get my imagination back, get it flowing, and get my brain excited to try and fix those kind of problems. Part of me also, a big part of me also hopes that actually, while it's nice to have people relate to what you're going through and know that you're not alone, that I hope that no one is being affected by AI like this, because it will be such a detrimental hit to the creative community if we allow AI to stop us being able to use our imaginations. I think it's hitting like the singer-songwriter industry. There's definitely a lot of AI singers out there, and I know even on like short form content there's a load of people who sing and it's all auto-tuned. That's slightly different, I think. Maybe it's the same, I don't know, because it's not really you singing at that point, is it? But the writing, the singer-songwriters, AI is definitely going to get its scripts in there. It probably already has. I'm just not in that field, but I'm sure it has. And that's really sad, when the human brain, the human mind is so amazing, and we'll just slowly, and we won't even notice it as it slowly gets taken over. But yeah, this is actually a really depressing video, and I'm really sorry, but I kind of just wanted to make it. I wanted to get it off my chest. I wanted to be honest and open about where I'm at and what I've used. All of my software that I'll use from now on is going to be completely AI free. I don't want any pro writing aid. I don't want anything with AI attached to it. I use Scrivener for my writing. I'm going to stick with that. So going forwards, we've got a new mission. We're going to regrow our imagination, and we're going to restart this book, which I am excited about. And I feel that this video is like that line in the sand, like this is me before, and then this is me going forwards. So I'm quite excited. Anyway, please give me some good news. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what's working for you and all the good things that are happening in your writing at the moment.